What is up, guys? Michael Buckheisen here with Just for Clicks live Raw and Uncut Sports Talk with my man, Mike LeBlanc. Mike, how you doing today, brother?
Man, I'm good. Man, I love that song.
That is a classic song that will never, ever get old. I don't care how old you are or how young you are. That's just a song you can rock to.
I love Alien Ant Farm, and I love the remix. I love that song.
I have not heard the remix. Did Alien Ant Farm do a remix, or did somebody else do a remix of it?
That was Alien Ant Farm, what you just played.
Right. They did a remix?
No, I mean, they did the remix of the original song by Michael Jackson.
Oh, well, Michael Jackson doesn't count.
Oh.
This is the original. Alien Ant Farm is the original in my book.
I'm doing good today, man. Today was great. Today was amazing. So on Monday, I had this place called Mosquito Authority come out and spray for mosquitoes in my backyard.
Right.
And so we were sitting out there last night, and we got bit a lot. And then, I'm still itching. We were sitting out there tonight. I grilled some steaks, and we were sitting out there eating dinner, and still getting bit. So I don't know. They said they're going to come back out here and retreat, but I'm starting to think I just want my money back.
Yeah, we had a guy called Mosquito Joe come out to our place. If you guys have a Mosquito Joe around you, it's like $50 a month. They come and spray it, and they guarantee it. So if you get any mosquitoes, because our mosquitoes are horrible here, man. They're like hornet-sized mosquitoes around here. It's just ridiculous.
Speaking of mosquitoes, did you see there was a news report that came out today that it's a college here in Texas. They're going to release like 60 million mosquitoes, genetically modified mosquitoes, out in Florida and here in Texas. And their hope.
Stupid.
Yeah. No. I read the article and I was like, wow. So I think what they're going to what is supposed to happen is these mosquitoes are supposed to breed with the wild females and then kill their offspring.
So basically eradicating mosquitoes.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at it. I mean, what are mosquitoes good for? Do we really need mosquitoes?
They spread swine flu. They spread the coronavirus. I mean, yeah.
They're dirty little things. So I would not be mad if this works and they eradicated mosquitoes from the United States.
You know what they're doing here, right? They are testing the mosquitoes to see if they can basically eradicate us at the end of the day.
I mean, if they carry the right diseases, think about that, though. Now that you say that, think about that. If they bite somebody who has coronavirus and they go bite somebody else, can it spread?
I think they did a study on that and said they can't spread it because it is not within the blood or something to that. I got to know the science. I'm not a science major by any means, but I do remember them because that was one of my main concerns, because that's why we got our yard sprayed, because mosquitoes were so bad. Like, we didn't want a chance to catch the virus, air quote there. But yeah, so I don't know, but let's go ahead and move on here, guys. Welcome Dylan to the show here. Eat, boys. I gotta know what eat means. Everybody.
My son says that all the time. Like, he'll come in, he'll be like, "Yeet." Like, what the hell are you saying?
Yeet what? Like, are you hungry? Like, go eat an apple, son.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you guys are new here, consider subscribing to us on the YouTube channel, Facebook as well. We are officially monetized, Mike, so we have to step up our game a little bit. So thank you, all the supporters there, for getting us to that monetized level. What is up, Jameson? You are a loyal fan, my man, Jameson Jackson over there, Action Jackson News. He writes blogs over there on rtsportsnetwork.com. And if you guys are going to miss any part of the show, check us out on rtsportsnetwork.com, noon edition, East Coast time. And find us on iTunes and Spotify as well. And Dylan says he doesn't know what yeet means either. He just likes saying it. You know what I like saying? What's on Mike's mind?
And now, Mike's thoughts.
All right. So I follow my local news on Facebook today, and I had to do it. Somebody just posted a asinine comment, because right now we're here in Texas, especially in Austin, we're having a spike in COVID cases. And he commented something like, Yeah, we wouldn't be having a spike if the bars and restaurants and everything opened early. And my comment back was, yeah, has nothing to do with the protests that's been happening for the past 2 weeks. Has nothing to do with that at all. And he responded back, yeah, exactly. We wouldn't know about that until 4 weeks later. Excuse me 1 second. Isn't the incubation period 2 weeks? So it kind of starts to make sense. The protests have increased the spike in COVID. That's what's on Mike's mind.
You know what, Mike? I couldn't agree more with you on that. People that are saying that, oh, the opening the bars and opening up the restaurants have spiked the increase of coronavirus. Either like you cannot run from this fucking disease forever. Let's be totally honest. Like
Ooh.
at some point, you're either A, going to get it, B, you're not going to get it, or C, you're going to run for fear in your whole life. I'd rather just get it
Yeah.
over with,
Yeah,
and
let me get it.
and be fine, right?
Yeah, my COO and my company, I just hired. Shout out to Jamie. You're amazing.
What's up, Jamie?
We were talking today about this, and she knows a 45-year-old woman that has not left her house at all for 4 months. Like, you can't be that scared of this. I mean,
Well,
I get it, but
I can see why people are scared because of the media has hyped this up so much. Kind of like what people do to Lamar Jackson. They hype him up so much, and then when he has a mediocre season, he's just complete trash. But we'll get into that in second segment if you guys are interested in sticking around for the Kansas City Chiefs versus Baltimore Ravens offense. But I mean, being isolated for four months, or I've been isolated since like March. I mean, that's 3 months, and quite frankly, I'm tired of seeing my wife. I'm tired of waking up to the same house every day. I need to get out and I don't know, shit on my work toilet. I mean, I'm tired of cleaning my toilet at home. I need some sandy toilet paper to wipe my ass, get some scrapes on it, and just quite frankly, I need to interact with somebody else besides my 2-year-old. Let's just be honest.
Hey, you interact with me on a daily basis.
That is very, very, very true. But at the same time,
Are you saying your 2-year-old is smarter than I am?
I wouldn't put it past them. So, Mike, let's go ahead and get into the Srirachas of the night. You take it
away. My first Sriracha. So, Carmelo Anthony is saying that it is up in the air about playing in Orlando. Come on, man. Look, you're a basketball player. This is what the league has decided. This is what you get paid millions of dollars to do. You know, if you don't want to go play in Orlando, stay your ass at home, but don't expect to collect a check. That is ridiculous. And this goes back to what I talked about on Mike's Mind. Stop letting the media fear run rampant. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous. What is on my mind is Pete Carroll was out on some interview. I don't remember exactly what the interview was, but he says he regrets not signing Colin Kaepernick back in 2017 when he had the chance and had the opportunity for a meeting in 2018, and he denied him as well. First things first, Pete Carroll, why are you regretting signing a quarterback that is complete mediocrity? If you look at mediocrity in the dictionary, Colin Kaepernick's NFL career is going to come up. He had one good season, 12-4, and then went 8-8, 2-6, and 1-10. He threw for 3,000 yards, 3,300 yards, 2,000, and 1,100. I mean, why would you even entertain signing that when you had Russell Wilson and that killer defense? You had no reason to sign Colin Kaepernick. You did not need the headache. You did not need the hassle. Sriracha on that.
So I'm going to go a little off script here. I know we talked about my srirachas, but I want to bring this up because I saw this earlier from Jameson posted this. They are really trying to cancel Paw Patrol because of the dogs is a cop. This is a kid's show. Are we really going that far to cancel a kid's show because the dog is a cop. That is beyond asinine and beyond stupid. You are going to cancel a kid's show. You know, my son Max loved Paw Patrol.
I love
Loved
Paw
Paw
Patrol.
Patrol. And you're gonna cancel it because the dog's a cop? Come on, that's my sriracha. Get
And just to add to some Pete Carroll, why not sign him now if he regrets it? That's a great point, Jay Amison. Great point there. My next sriracha is the Major League Baseball sign stealing scandal. If you guys are not heard about this, I believe it was 2018. Houston Astros won the World Series, and they have recently been quote caught stealing signs from the other teams and tipping off the pitches and whatnot, etc. First things first, get past that point. Baseball is raised on cheating. If you are not cheating in baseball, you simply are not trying. I was taught in fucking fifth grade to steal signs from a catcher. If he doesn't have his legs closed and I see him put down the 2, you yell the guy's last name like, hey, Buck. You know, and you knew a curveball was coming. You say the first name, you knew a fastball coming. Baseball and stealing goes hand in hand. So all you people that are wanting them to throw out their World Series title and whatnot, who cares if they use technology that was readily available for every Major League Baseball team? They just have to be smarter than the rest of you all, or maybe not as smart, and then they got caught. Either way, let it go. Sriracha that. Man, shit, come on.
All right, my last sriracha, and go back on that. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So my last sriracha, there are these pundits on these major sports talk shows, ESPN, NFL, so on and so forth, that consider Josh Allen is considering or making him out to be Mr. Captain Checkdown. Look, you need to stop with that. Josh Allen only threw 20 check down passes of his 880 attempts last season. That's 2.3 of his. Or sorry, 0.4% of his attempts. He's not Captain Checkdown. Josh Allen is a natural pocket passer and can push the ball downfield. So roger that.
And my final sriracha of the day is going to piggyback on what Mike said earlier about the COVID-19 and the NBA players basically not wanting to play basketball. I mean, what is sriracha me up right now is NBA players are making millions of dollars. They have the best health care in the world. They are going to be basically isolated from everybody but themselves, and every player is going to get tested, but they're scared to play. But there's that clerk at the grocery store, at the gas station, driving a truck making $15, $16 an hour that have been to work the whole pandemic, and you are afraid to play some basketball games around people that have been tested, the best medical care out there, and you're isolated? I mean, come on. You are Carmelo Anthony, you are leading the way. You are complete trash. I mean, go back to Denver Nuggets when your career meant something like everybody else. I mean, guys, come on.
No, you know what? That really pisses me off, right? Because like you said, the frontline workers, the gas station clerk, the grocery store person that's checking you out, they have no fucking problem going over there and getting their groceries or going to the corner store or doing whatever they want to do, right? They have no problem doing that for somebody making, $7.25 an hour, and you make millions of dollars to play a damn game.
With healthcare.
With healthcare, and probably some of the best healthcare. That pisses me off.
that
idle pricks.
Yeah, James and I was actually working during the pandemic as well. Let's use that pandemic word loosely. I mean, here in Kentucky we had quote 400 deaths. In Kansas just last week they had 400 deaths from car accidents. So I mean, you can call it what you want it, but I mean, obviously the world shut down, and we're going to move past that because we're going to take a quick break, and right after the break, Mike, we have to debate the topic of the day. I posted it on Facebook earlier. If you're not following us on Facebook, you should be. Like that page, interact with us, share whatever I post because it's freaking awesome. 9 times out of 10, Kansas City Chiefs offense versus the Baltimore Ravens offense. Which offense is going to be better? Find out right after this.
We know where he's going with that.
24. Only been with one man. What happened to her plan? She was gonna be.
And welcome back to Just for Quick, guys. Michael Buckeiser here, live Raw on Uncut Sports Talk, coming at you on the Friday edition of RTSSportsNetwork.com, noon edition, East Coast time, with my man Mike LeBlanc. Mike, welcome back.
Man, you were playing some really good music tonight.
Hey, you know what? I get that my taste in music from my wife, and she has the best taste in music. It goes from classical jazz to hardcore gangster DMX rap to Dave Matthews to Bowling for Soup.
Bowling for Soup is Bowling for Soup is an underrated band.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, like all those punk rock bands from like the early or like the mid '90s, early 2000s. I think they're all really good. I mean, you have Bowling for Soup, you have Alien Ant Farm. I mean, you can throw Rage Against the Machine in there. I mean, there's a lot of
Rage Against the Machine by far is probably one of the best bands ever.
Speaking of Rage Against the Machine, I am also a MGK fan. If you guys don't know who Machine Gun Kelly is, he is a white rapper that tried to dish Eminem and got absolutely destroyed. But we'll move past that point. He did a remix with Travis Barker against the Rage Against the Machine song when they're basically talking about the police brutality and whatnot back in like 1992. I believe the song's called Bulls on Parade. I mean, that was a great song.
That was an amazing song.
So let's go ahead and get into amazing stuff here. And we are going to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs offense versus the Baltimore Ravens offense. If you guys have not been, following the show at all, we both believe that the Baltimore Ravens offense and the Kansas City offense are going to be top-ranked offenses throughout the season. Just some stats from 2019 here. Passing yards, these are all going to be Kansas City Chiefs offensive stats here. First, passing yards, they had 4,498 yards passing, 1,569 yards rushing, and they averaged 28.2 points a game. For the Baltimore Ravens, they had 3,225 yards passing, 3,296 yards passing, and they averaged 33.2 points per game. In those stats, the Baltimore Ravens beat the Chiefs in the rushing and points per game, and obviously the Chiefs won in the passing game. So, Mike, I'm going to give you the floor first. Who's going to have the better offense in 2020?
Baltimore Ravens. You heard it here first. Lamar Jackson is going to throw for 4,000 yards, and he's going to rush for 1,200. And he's going to have better stats than your boy Mahomes.
And that is where you're wrong.
No, sir.
That is where you're wrong.
No.
Patrick Mahomes is going to throw for another 5,000 yards this season.
Nope.
I would not put it past him if he ran for 400 or 500 yards on top of that, giving him 5,500 total yards in the season. I'll give you 1,200 yards on the ground for Lamar Jackson. Okay, whatever. He is going to throw for 85 yards a game. 85 times 16, what's that? 1,800 yards, 2,000 yards maybe throughout the season.
No,
man. I mean, you can play quarterback as long as you want, but if you want Lamar Jackson to shine, move him to wide receiver, move him to slot back, put him like a Tyreek Hill-esque type of player. But let's go ahead and move past the quarterback spot. Who do the Ravens have for wide receivers? Name one.
Let's see.
Yeah. Go ahead and look it up. I can name you all the Kansas City Chiefs receivers right now. Tyreek Hill.
You're a fan of the Kansas City, so
okay. People in the chat.
Boykin and Will Snead. Snead is going to have a breakout season this year.
He is going to break his ankle on the bench because he slipped on some water.
Wow. William Snead will have a breakout season. Look for him to have, I say like 700-800 yards receiving this season.
How old is he? I feel like he has been in the league forever.
He has. He's been in the league for quite a while. He's been around. But I mean, he's only 27.
He's only 27, but didn't he play for the Saints before he went to the Falcons or to the Ravens?
Yeah, he played for the Saints from I think 2014 to 2017. Before that, he was with the Browns and the Panthers in 2014, and then going to the Saints and having pretty good career with the Saints, and then went to the Baltimore Ravens, and he had
So
a pretty
he's
good
been on 3 teams, and he's only 27 years old. What does that tell you?
Hey, calm
I'll
down.
wait.
I mean, it is what it is.
Did you know he has one good year, he sucks the next, and they trade him off, they cut him, and then
Well,
some other team feels
2017,
obligated. Oh, he's fucking 6'5".
he was hurt in 2017. That's why they released him.
He was what in 2017?
He was hurt.
Okay, so
But the 2 years before that, he had almost back-to-back 1,000-yard passing or receiving games.
Okay, and
And
that
then,
probably puts him 15th in the league.
Hey, you calm down over there, sir.
But you are saying that Snead is the number 1 receiver for the Baltimore Ravens, right?
No, that's going to be Marquise Brown.
Okay, Marquise Brown, he would not start on the Kansas City Chiefs, and Snead would get cut by the Kansas City Chiefs because the Chiefs got Travis Kelce, they got Tyreek Hill, they got Hardman. I should say. Who else do they got here? My man Byron Pringle from Kansas State, Sammy Watkins. I mean, the list goes on and on and on for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Watkins. How many teams has Sammy Watkins been on?
2, the Bills and then the Chiefs.
Well, I have a feeling he was on the Eagles too.
Was he on the Eagles?
I want to say he was on the Eagles.
Okay, but he is still not our number 1 receiver by any means.
No, and neither is Snead is not their number 1 receiver either.
But I'm just saying, the wide receiver, you got to give him to the Kansas City Chiefs. The running backs, you got to give it to the Kansas City Chiefs.
They're running back. No. Mark Ingram is a better running back than anybody you got on the roster with Kansas City.
Okay, that is true, but Mark Ingram's not going to get the ball because Lamar Jackson is going to be carrying the ball the whole time because he's afraid to do anything else.
You're crazy. You are smoking crack. Yes.
You really think that Mark Ingram alone, because I thought they had 2 running backs. They had Mark Ingram and then
Mark Ingram had over 1,000 yards rushing last season.
Oh, so does everybody else in the league.
Here we go. And what was your running back?
Kareem Hunt had more yards than Mark Ingram in the season, and he played like 8 games.
No, he did not. He did. How many yards did he have last season?
For the Browns, he probably had like 800, I bet.
No, wrong. He had 179 yards.
In one game, though.
No. No, sir.
Okay, so Mark Ingram had 1,000 yards rushing last season, correct?
That's respectable.
Okay. How many did Lamar Jackson have? 1,500?
No, Lamar Jackson didn't have 1,500 yards rushing.
I thought he broke the single record for quarterback with Michael Vick with that.
Let's see. I don't think it was 1,500. Let's see. I don't think he had 1,500. I think you're looking at more like maybe like 12 or 13. I don't think he had that many.
He would have had more if they won a game in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So they didn't win a game in the playoffs, so therefore.
So he had 1,206 rushing yards last season.
Still more than Mark Ingram, right? Which is kind of ridiculous. Your quarterback has more rushing yards than your running back.
Yeah, but I mean, let's be honest. Lamar Jackson is a great scrambling quarterback. So
what you're saying is Lamar Jackson is great in the open field with the balls in his hands. So he's a great slot receiver. He is
also a good quarterback.
Is he?
Of course he is.
Anybody can be good, right? But you need an elite quarterback, an MVP caliber quarterback, right?
Dude, he had over 3,000 yards passing last season. What more do you?
Because a lot of those were
and 36 touchdowns.
Yeah.
36.
How many of those passes were over 10 yards?
It doesn't matter. You had 36
because
touchdowns. You know what? I would love to have Lamar Jackson on the Cowboys instead of Dak Prescott.
You do have Lamar Jackson on your team. You have Dak Prescott, the exact same quarterback. The same exact quarterback. Dak Prescott and Lamar Jackson are like this. They are 2 peas in a pod. The only thing that
I need you to comment. I need you to post in the comments and tell Mr. Buckheiser that he is smoking crack, saying you comparing Dak Prescott to Lamar Jackson. That is no, bro, no.
Okay? You have told me that you have said Dak Prescott is total trash because all he does is dink and dunk, right?
Yes.
He has the best stats in the league because he dinks and dunks. Lamar Jackson has 3,000 yards passing.
Lamar
because he
Jackson's
dinks and
not a
dunks.
dink and dunk passer, though. Lamar Jackson can actually push the ball down the field.
He pushes the ball down the field for 50-50 balls, and 50% of the time they're going to get intercepted. Last year, he just happened to be on the lighter side of the 50-50, and it happened to be 60-40. This year, they're going to be 40-60.
No.
He is complete trash, complete overrated. Kansas City Chiefs will have the best offense. I don't care if they have less stats. My eyes tell me the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be above and head
I don't
and
give a
shoulders
shit
over.
what your eyes say. I don't care what your eyes say. The Baltimore Ravens will have a better offense than the Kansas City Chiefs.
What do you consider a better offense? Stats?
Yeah. If we're going quarterback for quarterback, yeah, stats.
Do you want to know why they might have the quote better stats? It's because their defense is going to digress this year. Kansas City Chiefs defense is going to come up, so therefore the Kansas City offense isn't going to have to play in the fourth quarter. The Baltimore Ravens are going to have to play all season because the defense is going to digress. Therefore, putting the ball more on their offensive side of the ball, padding the stats. That is all they're going to do. Is they're going to pad the stats at the end of the day. The Kansas City Chiefs don't need their offense. The defense, you said themselves, top five defense. They drafted linebacker. They drafted front seven.
I never said that. I never said the Chiefs are going to have.
Drafted.
I never said the Chiefs are going to have a top 5 defense.
They had a top 5 defense statistically last year, and they're only going to improve on that this season. They're going to be top 4 defense this year, better than the San Francisco 49ers, better than the Buffalo Bills, better than the Baltimore Ravens.
I don't know about that. I don't know if they're going to have a better defense than the. I don't know if Kansas City will have a better defense than the Baltimore Ravens. And just like Jameson said, Patrick Mahomes will regress, but he will still be good.
He will still be an MVP caliber. Wait, Jameson, what do you mean regress? I mean, it is historically proven that quarterbacks make the biggest leap from year 2 to year 3. This is Patrick Mahomes' third year starting in the league after he sat on the bench for a year. Okay, so technically his first year starting would have been his sophomore slump, right? There is no way he is going to regress. He might plateau. If you say plateau and still get 4,500 yards as regressing, I mean, you can say what you want. 4,500 yards is top in the league. I don't care if it's 10 years up the road or 10 years behind the road. Patrick Mahomes is still going to be a top quarterback in the league year in and year out. Lamar Jackson's arm is going to come and go. 50% of the time, he's going to do damn good. He might throw for 400 yards in those 3 touchdowns against those, who they played the first couple weeks of the year? Oh, they played the Jaguars and they played the Titans when the Titans were shit still. Okay, awesome. 400 yards passing. Congratulations, Lamar Jackson. You're still trash. What'd you do against teams that were good? You rushed for 55 yards and threw for 110, right? 3 interceptions. That's right. There's your MVP.
Lamar Jackson will be an MVP over Patrick Mahomes again. Again. So I guess he wants to play the crickets. So I guess everybody that voted for the MVP was just like, fuck Patrick Mahomes, we don't like him, so we're gonna give it to Lamar Jackson.
That is exactly why they did that, because people do not like people that win year in and year out. Why do people hate the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick? Because of the dynasty that they built over there. They won, 6 championships since 2001 or whatever it was. People hate people that win consistently. They want to root for the underdog. They want to root for them. That is why they're rooting for Lamar Jackson last year, because they saw Patrick Mahomes throw for over 5,000 yards, and then the next year he throws for 4,500 yards after missing 3 games, I might add. So if Patrick Mahomes doesn't miss those 3 games, he still throws over 5,000 yards in the season, gets the second MVP, and he would win the 3rd MVP in a row this year. But people don't want to do that because they're like, oh, we need a we need to pat Kyler Murray on the back. It's okay, buddy, being 5'8" and not be able to, stand in the pocket. You're
Where
okay.
did Kyler Murray come in? You think Kyler Murray is going to be the MVP this year?
He is the one of the front runners, if I wasn't mistaken.
No, Kyler Murray will not be. Kyler Murray will not be the MVP. If you're talking about Kyler Murray being the MVP, then hell, we might as well throw Dak Prescott in there.
He is like a 1 in 15 odd. It's sitting on the bench. But let me address this comment that came up here. This is meeting Patrick Mahomes, saying his numbers won't be way better than last year. He'll probably never throw 50-plus touchdowns again. Okay, that is a complete. I cannot support that. I cannot support that statement because the NFL is moving more. Because every year they take away defense abilities to lock you up at the line. They take away the defense ability to pop you in the mouth over and over and lock and over. If you look up
got that 5-year, they got that 5-yard rule. It's still
not anymore. Now it's like you breathe on them, it's a personal foul. But if you go to YouTube right now and you look up the greatest football game ever, it will pull up the LA Rams versus the Kansas City Chiefs. It was that 56-57 game. That's what people want to see. They want to see 100-point games. They want to see Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson going back and forth, throwing touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. They don't want a defense of juggernaut. 50 touchdowns in a season is going to start to be the norm. After the 2022 season, the 17 games that like we're going to have, 50 plus touchdowns is going to be the norm. 5,000 yards passing is going to be the norm. Seeing running backs get 500 or 600 yards in a season is going to be the norm. You remember when 2,000 yards used to be that ultimate measurement of the running backs? Now it's going to be 1,000 yards.
No, I mean, no. We'll still. I think with the 17-game season, we'll see. We might see another 2,000-yard rusher in our lifetime.
Which I don't disagree with you, but that is going to be a extreme outlier because right now we're seeing.
You know who's going to break Emmitt Smith's record?
What?
You know who's going to break Emmitt Smith's record?
The running back that the Chiefs just drafted. What is his name?
No, Ezekiel Elliott is going to break. Yes, he will.
No, Zeke has 2 more good years left in him.
You are crazy.
And then he gets traded to the Titans, and then he falls into the dust, just like they did with that other running back. What was his name?
That was a year that Romo actually had a running game. Damn it, what was his name?
His name's slipping my mind too.
Yeah.
If you guys remember the Dallas Cowboys running back, his
last name was Murray. DeMarco
Murray. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, gloves. I mean, but he wanted way too much money for only one good season. You know what I mean? So yeah, move on.
Yeah, so guys, we're going to have to take a quick break here.
Before we take the break, though,
go ahead.
The Ravens will have a better offensive season than your Kansas City Chiefs.
I want you guys to tell me in the chat here who will have a better offensive season statistically. We'll go simply off the stats, simply off the numbers. Baltimore Ravens or the Kansas City Chiefs. Let us know.
I'll give you anything to feel it coming. Do you wake up on your own? I wonder where you are. Different all your fault. I wanna wake up where you are. I won't say anything at all. So I don't decide.
And welcome back to Just for Quick Guys. Michael Buckeye to live, raw, and uncut sports talk with my man, Mike LeBlanc. I want to wake up where you are, Mike.
Oh, that's so sweet. You want to wake up? You want to snuggle with me too?
I'm always down for a cuddle.
As long as I could be the big spoon.
That could be compromised.
All right.
If you tell me that Kansas City Chiefs will have a better offense.
No. It's not happening. And you're still going to be the little spoon.
So, guys, this is live, raw, and uncut sports talk. RTFSportsNetwork.com is where we're at. Noontime, East Coast time, Monday through Friday. If you missed any part of the show, you can replay the show here on Facebook, on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify as well, and now on IGTV as well the following day at 9 a.m. in the morning.
You should want to watch it regardless. You should watch it over and over just so you can see how wrong Buckers.
Yeah, I mean, you can say what you want, but judging by these picks that I made, I mean, I've already picked.
Did you
There's
guys
no
hear that?
reason to play the
Judging by the
2020 season.
picks I made.
Yeah, I mean, there is no
Yeah.
reason why to play the 2020 NFL season because all of my picks have been exactly right. Just listen to the show, and I'll tell you exactly who wins, by how much, and Patrick Mahomes still throws for 5 touchdowns every game.
So we should just play the Super Bowl off your picks, right?
I mean, honestly,
Might as well.
shit. I wouldn't be mad about it. Cowboys versus Chiefs, why not?
Cowboys, that defense would fucking hurt Patrick Mahomes.
The
Just
defense,
dislocate his other knee.
the defense would be on the field for so long they'll be so tired by the third quarter they'll be like,
You
"Hey,
are crazy.
I need that Texas 6A high school football team to come and play for us." 'Cause we're so tired."
No.
But we'll go ahead and move on. Speaking of Texas, we are going to break down the Houston Texans 2020 season. Big acquisitions in the offseason, a.k.a. they trade away their best receiver for the Arizona Cardinals for a 7th-round pick and a running back that nobody wants. So how are they going to do this year? Who knows? Find out right now because they open up the season. The game of the year, opening night, Thursday Night Football, whatever. September 10th, 8:20 p.m. at Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium. Who do you got, Mike?
Against the Chiefs? Yeah, I've got the Chiefs in that game.
Because of Patrick Mahomes and that killer defense.
No, not because of Patrick Mahomes. I've got the Chiefs winning this game because of Bill O'Brien's dumbass move through this offseason. You get rid of DeAndre Hopkins, arguably the best receiver in the league, and you just let him go. Let him go. And you know, this season with the Texans, this is a season that Deshaun Watson, either you're going to earn your money or you're going to be made to look like the fraud that I think you are.
Oh, that is a bold statement because I think Deshaun Watson is good for at least 6 to 7 years or 6 to 7 wins all by himself year in.
No.
He's
good for 4 or 5 wins. He's good for. I think Deshaun Watkins hit a lot of, Hopkins. Hopkins hid a lot of Watson's, errors and mistakes and made Watson look like, oh, damn, Watson is actually a good quarterback.
Watson actually hid more flaws in Bill O'Brien in the offensive line than Hopkins made for up in Watson.
I don't think so.
If Bill O'Brien would leave the Texans, they would probably have 2 Super Bowls right now. I'm just going to put that out there. But I do have them losing to Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium. There is no way you're going to walk into Arrowhead Stadium, opening game of the NFL 2020 season. We've been cooped up in our houses for 6 months at this time, no sports whatsoever. Barbecue's going to be cooking in the parking lot. People are going to be drinking the KCTs, that's Tennessee Sprite and Lemon. For all you natives over there, shout out. But yeah, give me Arrowhead. Give me the pride. Give me the Chiefs in week number 1. Week number 2, the Texans are at home, take on the Ravens. Didn't we just talk about these 2 teams? Thanks.
Yeah, we talked about the number 1 offense in the league with the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, give me the Ravens in this game. They're going to be too much for that Houston Texans defense for number 1. J.J. Watt, I loved him when he was healthy and he had a high motor. J.J. Watt needs to go ahead and hang it up. He can only play, 3 or 4 or 5 games, 6 games at the most during the regular season before he gets hurt again. So, and then even when he's in, I noticed that last year he was a hell of a lot less effective than he's been in the past. It's time for J.J. Watt to hang it up.
Do you know why he was a lot less effective? Well, air quotes there as far as stat-wise, because they were double teaming and triple teaming him every play. He was consistently had to run through 2-3 guys and then a chip off the running back every play, and he was still around the ball every play.
So then we can say the same thing about Bosa, right? That's what they're going to do to Bosa and make him less effective. Right there, Jameson? Right?
Well, he will not be less effective, but his stats will take a hit. But if you watch the tape and watch him, he will still be just as effective, if not more effective, because he's making the teammates better around him. And I will take what you said. J.J. Watt is good for 5 or 6 games in the season. He dominates 5 or 6 games of the year. This is going to be one of them. Week number 2, give me the Houston Texans at home. Put a smacking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. What did Lamar Jackson do week 2 last year? Oh, that's right. Threw for 125 yards. He'll do that again versus the Houston
Who does the Houston Texans have at wide receiver?
They have Fuller. They
Wow.
have Randall Cobb. They have Kenny Stills.
Wow.
Who else do you want? That is a better receiving core than the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, no. Come on, man. Now you're reaching.
Aaron
Fuller has been a bust since he came into the league.
Has he?
He has.
He has just been
outsigned by.
He has been outsigned by Hopkins. That's the only reason why he's quote been a bust.
No, he can't stay healthy.
I don't care. It's the second week of the year. They're going to be healthy. The whole team's going to be healthy. The only team that's not going to be healthy is the Philadelphia Eagles.
We'll see.
Week number 3, they travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Who do you got?
I got their first win. I think they beat the Steelers at home.
Ooh, that is a bold statement. I'm on the exact opposite side. I think Big Ben shows out in this game, puts Houston kind of on the back burners, and they just they run the ball down their throat over and over and over again. Moving on to week number 4, they're at home taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Who do you got?
I got the Vikings in this game. I said it when we broke down the Vikings. I've got the Vikings in this game. That offense is just going to be too much, and that defense is going to be too much for Watson. I think they get a couple sacks on Watson and 2 picks.
Everything is lining up for the Minnesota Vikings to win this game. It is a 1:00 game, so primetime Kirk Cousins can't lose in a primetime game if it's not a primetime game. The Houston Texans are coming off an ass whooping from the Pittsburgh Steelers, but the Houston Texans bounce back. I have them winning at home, beating the Minnesota Vikings 21-17, giving us a week 5 matchup at home, take on the Jacksonville Jaguars, beating the Minnesota Vikings.
My bad, I'm tagging people.
You're fine.
Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, I got the Houston Texans. I think anybody's going to be able to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars this year. They don't know what they have. They don't. No. Yeah. No, the Dolphins can beat the Jacksonville Jaguars too. Yeah. Houston Texans. I think the Jaguars actually probably going to wind up with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, there's a reason why they traded Nick Foles, because either A, they don't like him, or they believe in Gardner Minshew. If they believe in Gardner Minshew, they are the next Atlanta Falcons. They are just going to be at that mediocre point year in and year out. When I say mediocre point, I'm talking about 4 or 5 wins. With that being said, they're not going to beat the Texans at home. Gardner Minshew is not the answer in Jacksonville. Is freaking Leonard Fournette even on the team for Jacksonville anymore? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Houston still beats them. Moving on to week 6, they travel to Nashville to take on the Tennessee Titans. What do you got?
I've got the Titans. Derrick Henry is going to be way too much for that front 7 on the Houston Texans, and I don't think the Texans offense will be able to hang with that defense.
This is a division game for them. Derrick Henry is actually in contract talks. He is not wanting more money. The Tennessee Titans want to give him more money. I believe he's making like $10.6 million this upcoming season. They want to make that around $14-15 million. And quite frankly, this is a game that you show that he is not worth that money, because you need to put that money elsewhere. You need to put that money in some receivers. You need to put that money in some more offensive linemen that you lost in the season. Houston Texans win this game not because of Deshaun Watson, not because of Fuller, not because of Randall Cobb, because of that running game. Look for that running game to dominate the Tennessee Titans defense that led them so far last year, along with that running game, obviously. But the Texans beat the Titans at home. Give us a week 7 matchup at home when Green Bay Packers come to town. Who do you got?
Green Bay Packers. I've got the Packers. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers and company. Aaron Rodgers is going to show out there in that game.
Yeah, I don't remember who the Packers play week 6, but the reason why I picked the Packers in this game is because I had it starred, meaning they came off a rough loss and they're going to come back in a vengeance. And Aaron Rodgers, like I've said it over and over and over, he's going to have that chip on his shoulder. He is pissed off that they drafted Jordan Love. They are pissed off that they don't have any other wide receivers. I mean, even though Green Bay Greg said that they have a bunch of pretty young core guys, but Packers win this one, moving into Week 8, which is a bye week, and then they're on the road again, taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I got the Texans in this game again. They sweep the Jaguars.
Yeah, there is. We're on the exact opposite here. This is a game that Gardner Minshew does okay. He is at home. Week 9, the season's already kind of a wash at this point, so they have nothing to play for. He is gunslinging the ball all over the field. J.J. Watt is probably hurt at this time. And this is a game where they almost need a second bye week. And it's also a division game. It is always tough to play a team twice, especially in a division and such in a 4-week span there. Moving on to Week 10, they're on the road taking on the Cleveland Browns. Who do you got?
Man, this is a hard game to pick.
Will the real Cleveland Browns please stand up?
Texans are at home in this game. Or no, Browns are at home in this game. Yeah, give me the Browns. Yeah, coming off a bye, give me the Browns.
Yeah, that is the only reason why I'm taking the Browns in this game is because they're at home. I don't care if they're coming off a bye week. I don't care if they're 9-0 going into this game. This Week 10 game at home. It's late November at this point. They don't know whether they're coming or going. I actually had the Browns going 9-7, which I don't know why, because the Browns always find new ways to lose. This game they lose by the field goal kicking the center in the butt. The ball falls back 15 yards, and the Houston Texans scoop and score on a 55-yard scoop and score touchdown on a botched field goal.
I don't know about all that, but
Week 11, they're at home, take on the New England Patriots. Who do you got?
I got the Texans in this game. I don't think the Patriots are going to be who everybody thinks they're going to be. One thing that I am worried about in this game is that Patriots defense. So this is going to be – I've got this game circled because I think this is, besides the Ravens and the Chiefs, this is probably going to be one of the better defenses that Houston faces. This is going to be a game where Deshaun Watson has to find a way to win the ball game. He's going to have to, whether it be checking down to Mark Ingram or hitting those long passes to Fuller, he's going to have to find a way to win. He's going to have to take the game in his hands and put it on his back. If he can do this, then we start to see maybe Deshaun Watson is that quarterback that made Hopkins, or he can make receivers and not the other way around. So I am picking the Texans in this game. So Deshaun Watson, don't make me look like a jackass.
I'm picking the Houston Texans as like as well. It just is something about playing on the road. I mean the NFL is set up to go 8-8. That's the reason why you play 8 home games, 8 road games. You're supposed to win the home games. You're supposed to lose the road games. Houston Texans win this game because they're at home. If it was the opposite, Patriots would win this game. Moving on to Thanksgiving Day, they travel to Detroit to take on the Lions. Who do you got?
I got the Houston Texans winning this game. I don't think Detroit is going to be as good as you think they're going to be this season. That defense is kind of suspect. Yeah, give me the Texans in this game, and I think the Texans come into this game riding high off of beating the Patriots.
They are riding high, beating off the Patriots. It's still a short week for them. Thanksgiving Day, I believe it's the 11 o'clock game, so it's even earlier than like a normal, 8 o'clock game on Thursday night. I mean, the Detroit Lions are going to be something special this year. They're going to be 10-6, third or fourth in the NFC going into the playoffs, playing the Green Bay Packers in the first round. I actually have them playing them. The Lions win this game, but it is going to be one of those ugly slugfest games, like 9-6 type of score. Moving on to the next week, they're at home, taking on the Indianapolis Colts. What do you got?
I've got the Colts in this game. The Colts. You're talking about the Lions being something special this season. The Colts are going to be something special this season. They're gonna handle the Houston Texans.
And I'm on the exact opposite. I think the Colts are going to be something special. I think they're going to go 11-5, 10-6, 6-6 as well. But the Houston Texans, they playing this Thursday night game kind of has a built-in bye week. They have 10 days to prepare for the Indianapolis Colts, coming off, I believe, the Sunday night game, the previous. So they're going to be kind of banged up still, a little tired. The Houston Texans are in a must-win mode right now, and they basically play the Colts back-to-back. So they are going to beat the Colts at home. Moving into week number 14, they travel to Chicago to take on the Bears. Who do you got?
I've got the Texans. I think the Bears are in the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes as well. The Bears are a dumpster fire. Yeah. Texans go in to Soldier Field and win this game soundly.
See, the problem that you have there, this is December in Soldier Field. This is mid-December. It could be snowing like that wind could be blowing 100 mile an hour, and you're coming from Texas, a dome team. That's the reason why the Bears are going to win this game, because the Texans are going to be outside in the cold when they're used to. Does it ever get below 60 there in Texas? I mean, let's be honest.
Yes, it does.
Moving on to week 15, like I said, these back-to-back games, they're at Indianapolis, and they just played them a couple weeks ago. But who do you got?
Indianapolis. They sweep them.
I have the Colts win this game as well. It is tough playing in Indy, and this is where everything starts to click for Phillip Rivers. He's looking nice going into the playoffs. These final 3 weeks of the season, looking very, very nice. Moving on to week 16, they're taking on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals at home. Who do you got?
I actually have the Bengals in this game. By this time, the Bengals just really have it together with Joe Burrow. I think the Bengals are going to be pretty special. Not 2020, but 2021. They're going to be a special team.
You know who was special last year? The Detroit Lions were special last year as well. It's just I was in a debate with like somebody. They lost 11 games last year with one score or less. That is going to be the Cincinnati Bengals this year. They're going to lose 10 to 11 games within one score. So they're going to be like just right there, every game. This is going to be one of those games that they're right there, but they just can't win it. 21-17 Houston Texans giving us a week 17 matchup. Possibly could be a division, could be a wild card thing, but it's playing Tennessee Titans at home. Who do you got?
I've got the Texans, and I think they're playing spoiler in this game because the Titans are playing for a wild card spot for this game, and I think the Texans are pissed off that they are not in the playoff hunt, and they're going to come in. They're going to play spoiler to the Titans.
So I have this game exactly just like you do almost. I have the Titans coming in at 8-7. I had the Texans coming in at 7-9. Both teams need a win for a possible wild card berth. The Houston Texans win this game because they're at home, they're a little bit more hungrier, and they're going to sweep the Titans this year, but they still miss the playoffs because of some mathematical percentages of harder teams played or something like that. I don't know the direct lingo jingo, but the Patriots slip into that number one seed, so it doesn't matter that either team won this game. But the Houston Texans win this game, giving them an 8-8 record on the season on my side, and you have them going 6-10. You have the Patriots versus Houston game circled.
I do.
And I agree with you on that. I think that is a pivotal part of the season. That is the season where they can go really up or really down. Is there any other game that you have circled?
Let's see.
No, I don't. I have the Indianapolis Colts games circled.
I was just about to say that. If they can win one of those games, it could turn the season. If they win the first time they play the Colts, it could turn their season around.
Yeah, so I actually have the Colts and Texans both going 4-2 in the division. If somehow, some way, that the Houston Texans can win one more game than what I have them losing right now. I have losses versus the Chiefs, the Steelers, losing to the Packers, the Jaguars, the Browns, the Lions, and the Bears. Let's say if they could beat the Lions or the Bears in that Week 12 or Week 14 matchup, this is a playoff-bound team. Now, are they going to do any damage in the playoffs? No, because they still got Bill O'Brien as a coach. He is worse than Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. They're just going to get blown out. So I do have the Houston Texans going 8-8, but almost, if I'm a Houston Texans fan, I would be hoping for a 4-12 season, to be totally honest. I mean, you need some offensive line help. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah,
you need some offensive line help. So, guys, 2020 season is coming into a ratio. We only have a couple teams left to break down. If you guys are listening or following us on Facebook, as you should, I have already made all these predictions on my side. We're actually doing a wild card voting right now. Today was the Colts versus the Browns, I do believe. I am letting you guys vote the wild card games. There are 6 wild card games up there for you to vote over the next couple of days. Be sure to vote. Let us know who wins, and then we'll play out the scenario bracket. And then later we'll post Mike's bracket up and see how wrong he is on his picks.
See how right I am.
So, Mike, before we head out, any closing thoughts, my man?
I have no closing thoughts. Everybody love each other. Peace and love.
ELE, guys. But as always, thank you guys for joining us. This is the final show of the week, so we'll be back Sunday here on Facebook Live, here on Charm City Direct TV, rtsportsnetwork.com, our YouTube page, Just for Clicks YouTube page, and Facebook page as well. All live Sunday night, 9:30 p.m. East Coast time. That's 8:30 time Central. And then, of course, we are replayed on Monday through Friday, noon edition, on the rtsportsnetwork.com page. That is it, guys. We're out. Have a good night.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to Just for Clicks, featuring your host, Michael Buckeister. Tune in next time once again for Just for Clicks.